Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and we will definitely send you that free of charge on us.
And the last thing real quick, one of our sister shows, or brother shows, it's all on Smash Mouth, starting next week on Mondays right after us. You don't even leave from here. When we finish talking, the next thing's going to pop up. It's going to be Hey Love, and it's going to be DJ Ricky Smith of the Ricky Smith Show, and he's probably going to have some friends stopping through, and it is going to be an hour, or is it 2 hours? I forgot now.
I thought it was 7 to 11. No, okay. 8 to 11.
It's going to be a few hours of the best slow jams that he can find, or that some of his special guests can find, and you're going to love it. It's going to be awesome. So tune in each week.
Shout out to our listening. We got one request.
One person sent it.
Shout out to our listening.
Yes, you will get your window decal, girl. We appreciate the love. But hey, don't forget, listen to Hey Love right after us on Mondays and right after the Ricky Smith Show on Wednesdays. All right, so with that, we're going to get to our interview with Dr. Robbie Thomas. She is talking about her book, Help I Want to Live, amongst some other things. So we hope that you all completely enjoy the interview.
It's coming, y'all. We promise.
Who told it to pause?
We never promised we were perfect.
I didn't even tell it to pause. Okay, hold on. I'm going to start again. Oh, there's a baby off duty. The interview start. There we go. Exactly.
Again,
and that's
laughing on us.
Every week, somebody's missing something. So this time I'm missing the audio. I got the video, but I'm missing the audio. But I'm Tiki Blue.
I'm Jazz Bailey.
And together we are Mommies Off Duty. And today we have our very first guest, Dr. Robbie Mae Thomas. And she is here to talk to us about her book this week, Help I Want to Live. Dr. Thomas, tell us about living.
Okay. The title is Help I Want to Live. And today I'm here to encourage people about our spiritual life journey. You know, we're all on a journey. But if you notice here, there's a heart. And if your heart stops beating, clinically you're dead.
That's it.
That's it.
It's a wrap.
It's it.
Okay.
So, but I'm encouraging people to live a spiritual life. To live wholeheartedly and pleasing to the Lord. There's no way of getting around it. You gotta have the Holy Spirit in order to live a healthy life. That's in anything, because the Word tells us that I desire for you to prosper, to be in good health, even as your soul prospers. So He has a desire for people to live a healthy and prosperous life.
So you've been a mommy for a lot of years.
Yes.
So do you think it's harder to be a mommy now in the spiritual being, in the spiritual realm, or do you think it was easier several years ago, or what? Just talk to us about some of the changes that you've seen over the years that has inspired you to write this book.
For one thing, I have to give honor where honor is due. We had grandparents back then when I was young, when I was 20. I started having my babies when I was like 20-something years old. I had a mother that was so deeply involved in my children. But as I grew older, it was a learning process. Parenting back then was trial and error. Trial and error. And I can say then, like now, the children were probably much more smarter than we were. So it was trial and error. But my mom always stepped in and showed me where I went wrong and corrected me. And I learned from a lot of mistakes. Say, for instance, with the first baby, you made a lot of mistakes. It's kind of sort of easier when the second one came along, especially in the discipline area. Because you see where you made a mistake with the first one, you're not going to make that big a mistake with the second one. Because I can always remember when my oldest would get in trouble, my son would always fall in line, because back then I could spank you, you know. But see, he would always fall in line then when he saw the spanking coming, you know. Yeah.
It's funny you say that about the grandparents, because I remember when I was born, my grandparents were retired by then. So their focus was being retired, whatever. If they wanted to do a second career or being a part of the community, things like that. Well, in today's economy, our parents didn't necessarily have the luxury of being retired.
Exactly.
When we started having our children. And we started kind of late.
Yes, we in our 20s, we were not even thinking anything close about having babies, but
we were in our early 30s when we started having children, and our parents are still. My mother still works by choice, but you know, she still works, so there was not the luxury of being a full-time grandparent to dedicate him. Even though they're great, a part of to being a part of your village, they still have careers. They still have careers and priorities and responsibilities of their own. Yeah. And another part of that is the grandparents are living longer.
Yes.
Exactly.
Their parents.
Exactly.
My mother is the caretaker of my grandmother, who will be 100 on March 3rd.
Wow.
And
yay, Nana.
So then there's that carryover from that. She's working, she's a caretaker, and then of course she's still a foundation for me. And then there's the grandkids. So there's a lot that goes into that, and you can't have that primary focus like we used to be. Like Grandma could do the after school care. Yep. She could be the
meal.
Yeah, the meal prep. Right. She could help with laundry. She could do all of that stuff. Yeah. A lot of times we don't have those luxuries anymore.
Yes, we do not have those luxuries, especially when you start moving and migrating. So if you're not in the same town as your mother, then all she can really do is talk to you on the phone about what some options that may be available to you.
Talk you off the ledge.
She can talk. That's about all she can do until she comes to town. On the weekend or that holiday or something like that. You pretty much just have to figure it out. Right. So we still are doing a lot of trial and error out here. Yeah. But I
think that's all it is.
The goal is just to keep them alive.
Exactly.
Just to keep them alive.
Exactly.
So tell us a little bit about what made you want to write this book. How do we get to this point where we say, help, I want to live? Because like I said, we all are doing trial and error. We're trying to figure it out. So for somebody to get to the point where they say, I need help, how do we get there and what do we do?
I see, and I'm looking at a lot of people that deal with depression and oppression. There are people that is clinically depressed. And we have a lot of people trying to survive, and they are struggling. So I see that. So in order to live, you have got to get help. And it's good, don't get me wrong, it is good to go to the doctor. I believe in doctors. But also that spiritual help. You need that spiritual guidance. You need that someone, that shoulder to lean on. You need that help. And most of all, when you cry out, there's somebody going to, in other words, there's always a ram in the bush.
Right.
I know there's always a ram in the bush because I myself had dealt with depression. And I myself needed that help. But God always put somebody in my life spiritually to guide me through. And it has to be a guidance in there. He says, I am a lamp, to your feet, and the word, the word says, that, like here again, I desire for you to prosper and be in good health. And see, if your health is not good, you don't feel good. So in other words, and that plays a big part in your lifestyle. You got to feel good. You got to feel good about yourself. If you're not feeling good about yourself, that's not a positive attitude. You're not dealing with a positive attitude. It's always negativity. And in other words, you're tired. You're worn out. So the book is to encourage people and let them know, as I went through a lot of things I had to deal with, the Lord always made a way for me. And with His grace and His mercy, that's what I depend on. And favor, let me tell you, I believe in favor because that is what really, in other words, I believe maturity. It's like I told my physician, a lot of things we go through, we can go through more with ease as we mature.
Yes.
As I look back, and even as my younger days, the things that I thought I handled well, I see now that I could have handled it a much better way. You see, but now that I am more mature, that I deal with it in another level. In other words, there's always another level you can go to.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So tell us the first step on our healing path. What's the first thing that you can suggest we start with?
The first thing you can start with is recognizing the area that you're in need of.
Okay.
What areas that you need to work on. And then there's also a growth period. You have that growth period. And that comes with a process. Things never happen overnight. And then there's also a season that you have to deal with. Some season, in other words, some season that you may be in, I may have already been through that season. Season that you're going through, she may have already experienced it. And that's the way, and the biggest thing now, what people don't have now is communication.
That's right.
So I think now is communication is a big issue. Where people used to sit and talk about it, there's no more talking. It's that everybody is doing their own thing. We're so wound up and caught up on doing our own thing that it's me. And we got to sometimes move self out of the way. So, so you can have somebody else.
I see that. It's a lot of pride in relationships.
It is a lot of pride. And the biggest thing about it is people wear masks. They cover up.
Right.
They have this happy face on, this smiling face. Like the little icons, the little smiling face. Emojis, whatever. I'm learning all this.
All right.
a lot of new stuff that I am learning. All these emojis and things that's going on. But in the background and in the back, there's masks. There are a lot of people fronting that I'm okay, and they talk a good talk and give you a good game, but really deep inside they are hurting.
I think most of us are like that.
Yeah.
Because you have to survive. You have to function in survival mode just to get through your day, to get through your week.
Yeah.
Because you can't afford to break down and not go to work because I just can't do it today.
Yeah.
Because the boss doesn't give you that luxury.
Yeah, so you burn out.
You burn out.
You burn out.
You can't go home and just
Stop.
not do because
you still mommy.
Your mommy, your
Yeah.
wife,
Yeah.
your other responsibilities there.
Yeah.
And then you still anchor for your other family. If you got siblings, sometimes you are helping with your mom or your dad or something like that. You can't stop. So, like you say, the answer is always, I'm fine.
Yeah, I'm fine. Yeah.
And I've learned recently to start using, when people ask me, how you doing? I'm a little overwhelmed.
What type of response do you get from that when you say that to people? How do they react to that?
When I say it to mothers, they get it. Now, if I say it, sometimes if I say it to, me, even if they're fathers, they don't always get it. They're like, well, what's the problem now? What do we need? What do you need to do now?
Because naturally, men just want to fix it.
Yeah, like,
if you tell them something's wrong, their natural instinct is, tell me what's the problem. If you tell me something, I have to fix it because that's how I'm programmed.
It's just like a work problem. We both kind of dealt with some work issues recently. A man's response is, well, then get you another job.
Yes.
Well, it's not really that simple.
Yeah. Mine always said, I can't read your mind. You have to tell me.
So, I said, well, it's not really that easy to just get another job. We're comfortable here. It works with our schedule. There's a flexibility with the kids. I need to find a solution to work within this realm.
As a whole.
But the answer is just chop it off and move to the next.
Yes.
No, that's not necessary. So I've started learning, and this has only been in about the past 6 months, as I've kind of started this whole transition of 40,
Wait, that's what we call it?
That's what I'm calling it. My transition. This is my transition year.
Oh, I didn't know it had a name.
It has a name. It has a season.
Yeah. But I want to say I admire you women for holding down a job and a career and being a mother. When I was, like I said, in my 20s, I was blessed to stay at home.
That's awesome.
I was a stay-at-home mom. And literally, I could do the things that needed to take care at home every day. So, but then as my children got older and started school, then I needed something for myself.
Yes.
That's when I decided that I could go back to school. I could do this. And it wasn't until, 3 years ago that I received my doctrines. So that's it. But my children are 34 and 36. So, but I believe that there is steps in life and everything happens for a reason.
Yes.
All things work for the good of them that love God and according to His purpose. And there is a purpose in life for everybody in every season and every area. You might not want to be where you might not be where you want to be right now, but it may be for a season and a reason. At that point in time, what you may be trying to handle, I can't handle that at that point. It's not for you to handle it. In other words, you're not equipped to handle that situation at the moment. But as you become more